The Echoes of Hollow House, a psychological horror story. Location, Ravenshade, England. A fictional yet realistic small town, inspired by eerie English countryside towns with dense fog, old Victorian houses, and a history of unsolved disappearances. Chapter 1. The Invitation. Ethan Graves never believed in ghosts. A journalist specializing in exposing paranormal hoaxes, he had built his career on skepticism. So when an anonymous invitation arrived, challenging him to spend a weekend at Hollow House, he accepted without hesitation. Hollow House, standing at the edge of Ravenshade, was notorious. Families had disappeared. The few who survived spoke of whispers in the walls, of shadows moving in locked rooms. Some went mad, some ended their lives. Yet no evidence had ever been found. Noon, as Ethan drove through the thick fog of the English countryside, the house emerged like a corpse in moonlight, tall, gray, and lifeless. The iron gates screeched as he pushed them open. Inside, the air smelled of decay and something else, something foul. He set up his camera in the living room, flipping through his notes. Then he heard it. "You shouldn't have come." The voice was soft, almost a whisper. He spun around, but the house was empty. The hairs on his arms stood up. Moral: arrogance can blind us to the truth, making us vulnerable to dangers we refuse to believe in. Chapter 2. The Shifting Walls. The house felt alive. As Ethan explored, the layout changed. Hallways stretched longer, doors appeared where none had been. He entered a bedroom where a mirror stood facing the bed. It was antique, its glass fogged with age. As he wiped it, his reflection didn't move. Ethan's breath caught. Then suddenly his reflection smiled. A slow, unnatural smile. One that wasn't his. The lamp beside him flickered off. The room turned dark. When the light returned, the reflection was gone. But the mirror now had words, written in scratches. "Leave before you forget who you are." Ethan stumbled back, pulse racing. Was the house playing tricks, or was something truly wrong? Moral: sometimes reality is not what we see, it is what we ignore. Chapter 3. The Locked Door. At midnight, Ethan heard scratching. It came from behind a locked door at the end of the hallway. He pressed his ear to it. Breathing. Heavy, ragged breathing. A voice whispered, "Help me." Sweat formed on his palms. Was someone inside? He grabbed the doorknob, twisted it, locked. Then the breathing turned into laughter. The door unlocked itself. Inside there was no one, just an old wooden chair. But as Ethan stepped in, the door slammed shut behind him. His flashlight flickered. The shadows in the corners moved. And then he saw it, a face in the dark. Not quite human. Not quite anything. A voice filled the room. "You're already one of us." Moral: curiosity can be a trap when the answers are not meant for us. Chapter 4. The House Remembers. The next morning, Ethan tried to leave, but the front door was gone. In its place was a brick wall. He ran to the windows. They were gone too. The house was sealing him inside. Panicked, he searched for his phone, his notes, his camera, all missing, as if he had never brought them. He rushed to the mirror in the bedroom. His own reflection was missing. Instead, the mirror showed a different room. A new victim entering Hollow House. And then Ethan understood. He had never been the first. And he wouldn't be the last. He opened his mouth to scream, but no sound came out. His voice was now part of the house. "You shouldn't have come." The next journalist arrived the following week. Moral: some places don't want to be understood. They only want to be fed. Moral: some places don't want to be understood. They only want to be fed.